Lamborghini Aurochs 2022. Named after a large wild Eurasian ox that was the ancestor of domestic cattle, the Lamborghini Aurochs is the kind of road animal that doesn't necessarily need a road under it. Designed to be like a spiritual relative of the Rus, the Aurochs is the kind of vehicle that dominates no matter what terrain it is on. Unlike the Rus, its visual language is amped up too, looking like the wild ancestor to the relatively tame current Lambo SUV. The Aurochs looks muscular, sinewy, and like it shouldn't be messed with, just like an ox. Designer, Christoph. The Aurochs design looks unapologetically like a Lamborghini, but designer Christoph was certain to not use the Rus as too much of a reference. Instead, the Aurochs looks like a bulkier Sin and Terzo millennial sibling. It has relatively hidden headlights that sit immediately under the hood, but also sports the iconic Y-shaped design detail on the front that's characteristic of a modern Lamborghini. The rear is a bit of a deviation in terms of how the taillight's designed. The taillight assumes the shape of a jagged outline that feels like a part of Lamborghini's visual DNA, but isn't particularly employed in any of their existing cars. The exhaust area looks rather different too, with a plus-shaped detail that almost makes me think of Mini, but catch myself when I do. A rather sculptural spoiler sits on the top, looking less like a functional element and more like an artistic detail. What sets the Aurochs apart is its deviation from Lamborghini's angular approach to car body design. If you examine any of their most popular cars like the Aventador, Huracan, Gallardo, even the new Countach, it's fairly evident that the Italian company wholly embraces sharp edges and straight lines, something the Aurochs doesn't. Sure, the Aurochs does have its fair share of edgy details and angular surfaces, but almost all of them are connected to each other by generously curved transitions that make the Aurochs feel less robotic and more naturally aggressive. The name Aurochs, in this scenario, really rings true just because of the conceptual SUV's size and its bold, brutish, muscular nature that feels a lot like looking at an ox in the wild. Unlike the four-seater Rus, the Aurochs doesn't care about being accommodating either. It seats two people comfortably, and is designed purely for the thrill of having a Lambo engine go apeshit on rough natural terrain,